Hello, students. Today again I'm back with fractions. In the last video, we had done fractions in a different way. This time, I have decided to share something very easy, all right, and I'm sure you will all understand it. So let's have a look at the first question. You can see there are two fractions given here and there's an addition sign in the middle. It means you have to add up the two fractions. Since we have the two denominators to be unlike, so we need to make them like. All right, like means what? Same. So how do you do that? Okay, let's make a working column. I have already made one for you. Working column has a working over here on the right side. I have made a ladder. Does it look like a ladder? It does. So I will take 4 and 6 and I'll put them into the ladder. I call it a ladder. All right. But we call it when we are finding out the two denominators. We need to make this ladder, or you are doing it the prime factorization method. All right. Now, what is this ladder for? There is a name given to the ladder. What do you call it? It is called finding out LCM. LCM. I'm sure you must have heard the word LCM for the first time in your life. What does L mean? L means least. C means common. And M means multiple. So you have to find out least, common, multiple of the two figures. What are the two figures? 4 and 6. 4 and 6 are your denominators, which I'm going to put it into my ladder. And now I'm going to think of the two, the table where I will find out 4 and 6. Children, may I know which table do you see the two figures 4 and 6? Yes, it's 2 times table. So I'm going to put my 2 over here. Why is this 2 here? Because I feel that is I have 4 and I have 6 in my 2 times table. Children, do you know where do you find 4 in 2 times table? 2 times what will give me 4? 2 times 2. Very good. 2 times 2 will give me a 4. I have a comma in the middle. I'm going to put a comma in here. And I will find out where is this 6 standing in 2 times table? 2 times what is giving us 6? 2 times 3 gives me 6. True. Very nice. All right. Moving on to the next step. We have got 2 figures, 2 new figures here. 2 and 3. All right. So I'm again thinking of 2 times table. Why? Because I do see a 2 here. All right, I'm going to put my 2 over here, and then I will think of 2 in my 2 times table. 2 times what gives me 2? 2 times 1 gives me 2. So I'm going to write down 1 over here and I'll put a comma. Now there comes a figure here which is 3. Children, do you think 3 is there in 2 times table? It is not in there. Why? Because 2 times table does not have 3. So what are we going to do with this 3? We're going to drag this 3 down. I'll drag it down. I'll put it down. Okay? Now over here in this place in my ladder, I'm left with 1 and I'm left with 3. All right. Let's think which table will give you 3 Yes, of course, 3 times table. So 3 comes here, and I do not have 1 in my 3 times table, of course. 3 times 1 is giving us a 3. 3 times 1 does not exist in 3 times table. So I'm just going to put this, I'll just drag this 1 down, and I put my comma here. And where do you think 3 stands in 3 times table? 3 times 1. Great. 3 times 1 gives me 3. Have a look at the numbers over here outside. 2, 2 and 3. Alright. So what am I going to do with 2, 2 and 3? I'm going to just bring them here on a new line. 2. I'll put a multiplication sign, and then another 2 and another multiplication sign, and then I see this 3 and I'll put my 3 here. Alright, I'm sure you're all good at your multiplications. So what are we going to do here? We're going to multiply 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Wait. 2 times 2 gives you what? It gives you 4. Great. And now we have 4, a new number here, okay? 4 times 3 gives you what? It gives you 12. Simple as that. So, what do you call this 12? This is called LCM. Right, I told you about LCM earlier before I started with this LCM. Least common multiple. What is my least common multiple? 12. Okay, so I got my 12 here. Got that? Now moving ahead with the question which is here, I'll put my equal sign here, and I will draw a line like this. Alright, what is my LCM? Let me show you what LCM is. This is my LCM. Okay, so I'll bring my LCM over here. Always remember that. Okay, now comes the next part. We have the denominator for what are we going to multiply the denominator with to get a 12? We multiply 4 by dash, which is going to give us a 12. 4 multiplied by 3. Right. Now I'm going to move up the same thing up. I'm going to just put a multiplication sign here, and I'm going to put my 3 over here. Correct? Alright. Now let's talk about the other denominator. 6 times what is giving us a 12? Yes, 6 times 2 is giving us a 12. Great. So whatever you write here goes up here. You put a multiplication sign, and you're going to bring the 2 over here. The way I did here, I'm going to do it here. Over here, 4 times 3 gives us 12. So I brought the 3 here. Over here, 6 times 2 gives me 12. So I'll bring my 2 over here. Okay. 1 times 3 gives me a 3. I put my plus sign in here. 1 times 2 gives me 2. So when you add up the two figures, of course there's a plus sign here. So you're going to add up the two numbers. 3 plus 2 gives me 5. And my denominator is a 12. And it's a simple answer. 5 upon 12 is my answer. Right, so did you understand this? I'll just shape this figure. I'll highlight it for you. This is basically my answer. Alright, now let's move on to another question. Very simple, and this too is very simple, But what do you see here? Which sign is here? This time you're going to see a minus sign here. Okay, so let's have a good concept about how we find out our answer when we subtract them. Okay, now we do not see the denominators to be the same. When we do not see the denominators to be the same, what do? We're going to find out the LCM. LCM means least common multiple. Okay, so what are we going to find out? Least common multiple of 7 and 9. So I'm going to move on to my working column here, and I'm going to write down 7 here, and I'll put a comma here, and I will write down my 9. Alright, students, there are two figures that they are not there in one table. This table, these two denominators are a little bigger than the ones that you did before. I will take 3 times table here. Why will I take 3 times table? Because I feel 7 is not there in 3 times table, or I am going to just take the smallest number, this number 3 here, and I know that 7 is not there in 3 times table, but 9 is there in 3 times table. That is why I decided to pick 3 here. Okay, I'll try and take the smallest numbers. I could have taken 9 times 2 table also, but we will always start with a smaller number. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 here, and I don't find 7 here, so I'm going to write down 7 here. I will drag it down. Okay, I put a comma here, and I'm going to think of 9 in my 3 times table. Where do you think 9 is in 3 times table? 3 times what is giving us 9? 3 times 3 gives us 9. 3 times 3 is giving us 9. 3 3s are 9. Alright, again I'm left with 7 and 3. I will again go for 3 times table because I feel smaller numbers are going to be used first. I'll take 3. Again, I do not have 7 there. I'm going to drag down this number 7. Okay, put a comma in the middle. 3 times what gives me 3, children? 3 times 1 gives me 3. Alright, now am I left with just a single digit? Yeah, 7 times table can work here. 7 over here. 7 times 1 gives me a 7. And I put a comma here, and I'll put the 1 here as well. I'll just drag it down. My next step is to bring the numbers. What are the numbers in this side over here? 3. I put a multiplication sign. Again, I see a 3. Put a multiplication sign, and then a 7. And then I will put an equal sign. 3 times what gives you 3? 9, correct? And 9 times what? 9 times 7 gives you what? 63. My LCM is 63. Least common multiple is 63. Let's move ahead. Put an equal sign in here. Draw a big line. And where does the LCM go? The LCM that I found out here will be your denominator now. 63. Now, 7 times what is giving me 63? Think of the figure that gives me 63. 7 times 9 gives me 63, correct? I'll put in a multiplication sign here, and I will put the same 9 here as well. Okay, then I will think of the 9 here, which is my denominator. 9 times what is giving me a 63? 9 times 7 gives me a 63. What will I do here? I'll put a multiplication sign and I'll bring this 7 up. Okay. Now, I'm sure you people are learning tables, so you will not have any difficulty when you're multiplying figures. 6 times what is giving 6 times 9 gives you what? Yes, correct. 6 times 9 gives me 54. All right, minus. I multiply these two figures. 2 sevens are 14. Put an equal sign here. 54 minus 14. Alright, these two ones, 4 and 4 gives me a 0. 5 times minus 1 gives me a 4 upon 63. This is my answer. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I shall be moving ahead with more questions, and also in the next video we will be learning how to find out LCM in a better way. Okay, this time we were only doing fractions, and the next video I shall be sharing a video on how to find out LCM. All right, bye for now and have a good day.